Hi guys, welcome back to another episode of the Move Me Back series. Today I have an amazing guest with me.
Hey, what's up?
I'm giving you all the big ups, you know?
Yeah, for sure, for sure.
So I have with me Moonie Music today.
Nice to be with you guys today.
So first of all, let's tell them why you call yourself Moonie Music. That's a strange name. That can't be your first and last name.
It's actually my last name.
It's your last name?
Yeah, my daddy was Big Moonie, so of course I naturally became Little Moonie. And then now my son is Little Moonie.
Okay.
Yeah, so when I was developing my brand and all of that, I just wanted to stick to what you know everybody was already calling me anyway. So
right.
That's how I got my name.
And the music?
It's like first name Moonie, since everybody's calling me Moonie. Last name Music.
Okay, because you do music. He does music. That's what I was trying to get at. I was trying to get him to say he does music, but he didn't.
Yeah, so Moonie Music.
Moonie Music.
Like almost as if I am music. So that's why it became a part of my name.
Nice,
Yeah,
I like
for
it.
Sure. For
so let's start our little talk, shall we?
I'm with it. Let's go.
Are you Ghanaian?
No, I am not.
He's not Ghanaian.
Unfortunately.
I said unfortunately. Okay, so this is Ghana, so why are you here?
I'm in Ghana because I was instructed, you know, spiritually to get out of Babylon, aka America. To me, America is what the Bible calls in the book of Revelations 18, Mystery Babylon. So I was instructed, I was told to come to Africa. When I first came, I went to Egypt and I was locked up in Egypt.
Please tell us this story. Like, you can't skim over that. We have to hear this.
Yeah, before my first time landing in the land, I never left the airport. I went to the jail in Egypt.
What? How did you manage to get locked up in Egypt?
They said I had bullets in my bag.
Did you?
I don't know. I never seen it. I didn't see the bullets. And I know I didn't pack bullets, and I didn't have a gun, so what am I gonna do, throw them at you?
Yeah, right.
You know what I'm saying? I'm gonna hit you with this bullet.
Right, right.
So, it was tough, but what I realized is, especially at this point in my life where I'm very in tune spiritually with the Most High and He's guiding and directing me, I learned that all things happen for a reason.
Absolutely, I agree.
And so the whole incident, I wrote a book. I'm in the process of finishing the book. The book will be out soon. Yeah. About the whole experience. But what I realized is that it was purpose. You know, all things happen for a reason. Romans 8:28, all things work towards the good of those who serve Him. So for me, it wasn't too long after I was going through the experience that I realized, okay, I know I'm not intentionally doing anything wrong. I know I'm not intentionally trying to sneak anything, or so why am I here? You know what I'm saying? Why am I here? And then I immediately tapped into, okay, there's a purpose. And so I was in there for 3 days total. On the second day, a guy came in and everybody was speaking Arabic. Everybody.
Oh, so you couldn't understand what was being said?
I couldn't even understand nothing. Nobody. Like, they're telling me, sign this paper, and it's in Arabic, and they're speaking to me in Arabic. I'm like, I'm not signing nothing.
Yeah, no.
You know what I mean?
Yeah,
I don't know what's going on. And at that point, just to kind of tell a little bit of it, they had made me pay 20,000 pounds. Egyptian pounds. I had to pay 20,000 pounds.
What's that in dollars, American dollars?
About 1,000.
Whoa.
Yeah. Yeah, and they're like, you'll get out. But I didn't get out. So they was like, I pay it. They're like, okay, you're about to get out. This is the first day. And then they don't let me out. So there was that uncertainty, you know what I'm saying? Of like, oh my goodness, like what's really going on? But the second day when the guy came in who he spoke English fluently and Arabic fluently.
Oh, okay.
And instantly when he came in, he was like, you're here for a reason. And so we just began to build. And this is someone who has been practicing Islam his entire life. But there was something about the relationship that I have with the Most High and how I was moving and how I was continuing to pray. And you could just see it, you know, you could just feel it. And so he began to ask me questions. And it got to the point where we still talk every day to this day. And I would say he's at a point where he is considering converting to what I believe in the truth, which I call the way. You know what I'm saying?
Call it the way.
The way, that's what it was called before Rome and Constantine in 325 AD. I know I'm a history nut.
I know, right? Okay.
For sure.
Wow.
Yeah.
So if that was your first experience of Africa, did you at any point feel like, this is maybe it's not for me. Maybe I've made a bad decision and I want to go back.
Total opposite.
Really?
I'm like, I know I'm doing what I'm supposed to do. Like, I came out thrilled. I came out excited. When I read the scriptures, those who were chosen, those who, you know, the prophets and the disciples, they were all experiencing different things for the sake of the gospel. You feel me? Right. Paul was locked up. Peter was locked up. And so for it to be Egypt in particular, you know, one of my songs on one of my albums, I compare myself to Joseph. Joseph was locked up for 12 years in Egypt for something he didn't do.
Yeah.
You see what I'm saying? And so instantly I thought about that and I was like, Father, I don't want 12 years.
Right. You don't
want to be here for 12 years. But I got it. And the second night I was in there, I heard specifically, you'll be in there 3 days like Jonah.
Wow.
And that's exactly what it was. On the third day I was released.
So did they give you a reason as to, I mean, obviously you knew it was because of the bullet thing that they said, right? But how did they manage to release you? What happened?
Well, what ended up happening too, I ended up getting a lawyer that was pretty on point. And, that I would say speeded up the process if I hadn't heard in the spirit, you'll be in here 3 days. Right. And it was exactly 3 days. And then when you think so much, that 3 days is so significant. Jonah, he said 3 days like Jonah. That's what I heard. But then you like, even the Messiah said, I'll be in the belly of the ground, like, you know, when he was talking about dying and coming back. Said 3 days, 3 nights. So
right.
So that 3 days was significant, and it let me know that this was all a part of my purpose, my calling. Like, I'm embarking on this new journey. So was your intention to move to Egypt? Was that where you were going to stop? Not necessarily. It was just where I was directed to fly into. So it was like, you know, okay, I'm going to spend some time here. And then I'm one of those people, I don't have to know the whole plan. Right. When he gives me one part of the assignment, I'm cool with that. Like, I just want to be in his will. So if I get to start trying to put my own hand on it, my own imprint on it, then maybe I'll be outside of the will. So I just try to stay in the will. So, but once I got out of jail, I was like, what's up, Ghana? Yeah. I'm ready to go. So why Ghana though? Well, I have a friend of mine that I connected with that was selling land here. So I wanted to come and check it out. So I was like, okay, let's go. Let's check it out. So so you didn't have the plan to actually move here per se? But to come here, yes, to visit, to just feel spiritually what was next. And when I got here, it was like, this is it. Totally different than Egypt. In Egypt, I was like, this ain't it. You know what I'm saying? This ain't home. And it wasn't just the experience, but it was a big part of it. You know what I'm saying? That experience, I was like, yo. The jail was the worst thing you could ever imagine. It makes America jail look like a vacation. No, it can't be. And that is terrible too. So that's really, I mean, like, just they had us in this room. It's probably like 12 of us. The room should probably fit 5 people, right? There's just a cement floor. That's it. So you're laying on the floor the whole time. So the whole, no beds, no bed, no chair, no nothing. Really? Nothing. And some people had their own little blankets, but of course I'm coming in there. I ain't coming in there with no blanket. So yeah. Wow. Yeah, and then it's like bugs, feces. The bathroom was like full of feces. It was everywhere, all over the ground. You know, it looked like it had been cleaned in 10 years. Whoa. Yeah. I'm sure it did smell as well, right? You can't take a shower. The showers were so bad that you're going to come out dirty. Have a shower and come out dirty. Exactly. It was it was the worst thing you could imagine from those standpoints. But for me, in this season of just humility, right? I embraced it. And you know, it just make you be thankful for everything. You know? Just to get back out and get with my family was everything for me. Wow, that's nice. Book is amazing. I can't wait to release that too. Go into all the details. Yeah, right. We want to read it. For sure. So when you landed in Ghana, tell me what were your first impressions? It felt like home. Like it was this feeling of like, yeah, like this is it. I see my people. You know what I'm saying? Like coming from America, where in a lot of instances, even growing up in North Carolina, I experienced so much racism coming up. I came up in a small town outside of, well, I was raised in a small town outside of Charlotte called Gastonia. And they redirected the school line. So they started sending us to another small town outside of Gastonia that's called Dallas. So I went to school there. We had 3 race wars when I was in high school.
Wow. What's a race war?
A race war is where literally the school shuts down because racial tensions are so high that I think we had like 10 fights break out before first period. And it all started with one kid saying, calling somebody a nigger. You know, that's big. Like, once that happens, now, you know, back in the day, they used to get away with that. You know what I'm saying? But now, we be like, bro, what you say? What you say? And so it actually was my cousin. The last one that we had, it was my cousin. It was after school. I remember it like it was yesterday. Because I kind of got away with it. I didn't get suspended. So I'll tell the story. So my cousin, it was after school, we were leaving, and there was a kid who had graduated, but he was dating a young lady that was still going to the high school. And he called my cousin a nigger. And just like that, they started fighting, and some of the friends of the young man, the Caucasian man, they jumped in. So, of course, we jumped in. And it just so happened it was at the end of the day. So I jumped in it. We fought them off. I jumped on the bus, got away. My cousin ended up getting suspended for the rest of the year, and a couple of the other guys. But for some reason, you know, my name didn't get mixed up in that part. But the next day at school, you could it was literally when you walked into the cafeteria, all the black kids were sitting on this side, all the white kids were sitting on this side, and the tension was so thick.
Wow.
You feel me?
Like something was gonna pop off, right?
And it started to pop off. Like what would happen was, like, say you would be walking in the hall, a white kid would purposely take his shoulder and bump you, and that would cause a fight. Like, we used to play ball full court on one side of the gym during gym class. So at this point, my first period was a gym class. And so once I got the first period, I told you it was like 10 fights before that. I got the first period, we're setting up to play full court basketball, and the white kids who never play basketball, they come and get in the middle of the goal, in the middle of our game, purposely.
Wow.
And they're like trying to interrupt our game. And so of course that turned into a fight.
Oh my
and so
gosh.
It get to the point where, you know, it was so many fights and stuff breaking off that they literally shut down school early. And so that's what the race wars were.
Wow. Yeah. You see, because I've never been to America before, so for me, when I hear stuff like that, I'm just like, this just sounds like something you'd see in a film. And you know, usually when you watch a film, it feels fictional. It seems fictional, but you're telling me stuff that I've seen in films, and it just sounds like, this can't be. Like, how is this allowed to happen, you know?
Yeah, I've experienced it. I've experienced it my entire life. Like, never, not 1 minute was it different. You know, like I said, growing up in the South, it's a little different than maybe some of our other brothers and sisters that are in the North, but it's something that flows through the country. And so many of our people's blood has been spilled on that land. So it's a cursed land. Ain't no ifs, ands, buts about it. And spiritually, a lot goes on. But yeah.
Man, I've heard a few people that I've been interviewed in the past had similar stories to you. So I'm almost not surprised by your story in a sense, you know. It seems like it's a regular thing.
It's normal.
And here, in Ghana, that doesn't happen, because obviously we're the majority here. Do you know what I mean? So something like that is a lot less likely to happen.
Exactly.
So
you can understand how we feel when we come here.
Yeah.
And it's like, whoa. You come to a land where all you see is your people. The police is your people.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Everybody is your people.
Yeah.
It's a complete difference, you know. Everybody that's in charge when I came up, like, very, very few. Now, I live in Atlanta now. Now, it's different in Atlanta. You see black officers all the time. Matter of fact, I probably see more black officers than anything. Atlanta is AKA Black Hollywood, so we kind of took it over a little bit, you know what I'm saying? But, you know, coming up in North Carolina, that's total opposite. You rarely ever see a black officer. It's always a white officer. And I'm not the type of person that groups everybody in. Like, I've had experiences with officers that were diligent men who were doing what they were supposed to do, and doing their job well, and I appreciated them doing it. But I've had experiences with racist officers as well, and probably more experiences with the racist officers versus the good officers. I've had officers spit at us, just call us all kind of names, insults. As a teenager, we always got pulled over. Of course, us being young, I was the one that always had a car, so a lot of my friends jump in the car with me, right?
Right.
And so it's 5 of us. You know, we're just going. We're not doing nothing wrong. You know what I mean? We're just being young kids. You know what I'm saying? But if they're driving and they see 5 kids, they're gonna pull you over, right?
You seem like you're doing something.
Yep.
So have you been pulled over in Ghana since you've been here?
Oh, nah.
Not at all.
Not at all. Now, you know, they got the little stops. But, you know what I'm saying? Not pulled
They
over.
don't trouble you at all.
Nah.
Difference is amazing, right?
Man, and you feel it instantly. You feel it instantly.
Yeah.
For sure.
So what are your plans? Okay, first of all, before I ask you about your plans, I know a lot of people will probably wonder, how have you managed to make the move here? Because a lot of people want to come to Ghana and they feel like they need to have this watertight plan before they can make the move. Did you have a watertight plan?
My plan is always just to hear the direction of the Most High. It's that simple. You know, I'm in the will of the Most High. And so I wouldn't tell anybody to make decisions that are opposite of where you're supposed to be and your purpose. Like, if you're supposed to be here, then He'll make a way for you.
Right.
And you're going to have to apply the faith that it's going to take to make sure that you're walking and doing what you need to do.
Right.
It's never going to look like how you want it to look like. You know. But for me, I was going to move here or to Africa last year.
Oh, okay.
A year prior to when I actually came, I was going to come, and it just so happened that He worked it out to where it was like, nah, stay.
Oh,
and so then a year later, you know, circumstances were a lot better. So
right. Okay, so financially, I mean, you don't have to tell me everything, but financially, how are you making it work? Are you still getting an income from somewhere, or how's it working for you?
I still get royalties from my music. All praises to the Most High.
Oh,
so,
nice.
You know, and that's coming in USD. So that's a blessing.
Yeah.
That, and outside of, I'm focusing on YouTube now. You know, making sure.
I've seen your channel.
Yeah,
I've seen you trying to do it.
It's time to make it grow.
Yeah,
you know what I mean?
yeah.
So y'all make sure y'all subscribe.
Subscribe. I'm telling you, subscribe. Yeah.
Yep. So
we're gonna get your numbers up.
For sure. All praises to the Most High. It's that time, man. We're gonna make sure that we give you some content that's gonna bless your ruach or your spirit. For sure.
Yeah. So you came with your family, right?
Yep.
And how have they also adjusted to being here?
It's been smooth. Instantly and surprisingly, I have an 18-year-old. And instantly she was like, oh yeah, I'm not going back. Really? Yeah, it was kind of rough.
That is actually very unusual, because like at a certain age, kids are just like, they've established their friendships, and so they feel like you're ripping them away from that. And so it's a whole thing for them. I feel like if you're going to bring children to Ghana, you bring them when they're young, before they've established real connections. But at 18, she was just like, she's not going back.
She's
I mean, she's a young lady. She's a
young lady. She's been raised well.
Yeah.
And so what matters, she can feel it as well. You know, she feels the spiritual shift. She feels all those things as well. So, yeah, you know, she felt it. She was like, nah, I ain't going back.
Wow. Yeah. That makes it so much easier for you as well, though, right?
Yeah.
Because then you don't need to worry.
Don't need to worry, you know.
Wow.
It's smooth, and we've enjoyed it so far, and it's been a blessing.
Yeah.
You know, meeting awesome people like yourself, you know, it's been a blessing.
Well,
for sure.
No, it's cool. Because we met not even too long ago. We talked a little bit.
Yeah, I reached out a while back. When
I know. I ignored a couple of his messages, actually. See. No. You're cool. And then we ended up meeting, and I think it's been good vibes, right?
Yeah, it's been a blessing, for sure.
It's good. So while you're here, apart from focusing on YouTube, I guess you want to do more music while you're here as well. What else do you want to do? Exactly.
Music and ministry, however I can be used. You know, I'm just a servant of the Most High, so I'm in His will. However I can be used, I'm
so what about accommodation? What are you doing about that? That's a pretty big one as well, right?
Yeah. Yeah. Just going with the flow. You know what I'm saying? Going with the flow.
So are you good? Can you see yourself staying here a long time? Like, so would you build, or are you just going to rent for a while?
I would
How
love
are you playing
to build.
it?
I would love to build. But just making sure that you're in the wheel and you're in the right situation, you know, because you hear a lot.
Yeah.
There's a lot of scamming.
Take your time.
You know what I mean? So you got to be on point.
Yeah,
you know?
yeah, absolutely.
But I'm one of those, like I said, I'm very in tune with his voice. And I'm kind of like waiting. So if he says do it, then I do it.
Yeah. So have you been eating the local foods?
I have.
You have?
I have.
Hey, look at that.
Yeah, shout out to Sarah. My cousin moved here about 3 years ago. And he has a girlfriend that is Ghanaian. And when I first got here, she literally was cooking for us every day.
Oh, that's nice.
The original, just hitting us with all from Ghana porridge to the Ghanaian donuts, all the Ghanaian stuff.
So what have you had?
Well, some of that I just named. Now, some of it
have
I
you
can't
had like
really.
Okay, so have you had fufu?
I have, but see, I don't eat certain things. You know what I'm saying? So mine was a little different, but I did. I tried fufu.
Banku.
Banku. Try banku. See, when you say the name is cool, because I don't be want to mess stuff up.
Yeah. That's how I'm helping you, right?
Yeah, you helping.
Kenke?
I don't know if I tried that yet.
Right, okay.
I had that. But she was making stuff, and I wasn't asking questions.
Yeah, you're like, okay, this is going to do the job. So you're going for it.
Yeah, for sure.
Do you like plantain?
Love them.
Good. Then we can remain friends. I don't like people that don't like plantain.
Yeah, well, I spent a lot of time in the Caribbean and in Jamaica, so plantains is like that thing.
Yeah. Nice. Okay. So, for people that perhaps want to come here, I know you haven't been here that long. How long have you been here?
I've been here all year. So, even though it hasn't been long, all the Roman year, the Roman calendar starts in January. Right. I came December.
Okay, you came to. So you've actually not been here that long.
Nah.
What was December like for you here? Because December's not Ghana's not a real place in December.
At the very end. So
oh, literally.
Everything was kind of like starting to wrap up.
Right. Okay, that's a good time to come because, like I said, December's not a real time in Ghana.
Yeah.
Like I feel like people come here, experience December, and think because of December they can move here because December is so fun and everybody's here, and it's not real life because come January, life goes back to normal, and then you see the reality of what Ghana really is. So I feel like you've come at a good time, so you've got your head on straight, which is you need that,
For sure. Yeah. And I'm simple. I don't really, I'm not here for the party and all.
He's not here to party. Nah. He's got a mission.
Yeah.
He's got a mission. I'm happy to hear it.
I love the peace. I love it's a peaceful country, Just being honest, when I go back to America, the first thing I do is go get my gun.
Really?
Yeah, I mean it just is what it is. So
that's so
being
good to
here,
hear,
being someone who has literally carried a gun all of my adult life, to come here when I first came, it was like, oh shoot, I didn't really want to not have a gun, because I'm so used to having it. But the Most High is who protects me, so of course I can move in that faith. But I quickly realized that there's no need for it.
Wow.
It's a peaceful place.
See, that for me is just so strange to hear because in the UK we don't deal with guns like that. So it's like, why do you need a gun? It's just...
Nah, in America, I think we was talking, how up here somebody might trick you and scam you, but they're gonna put a gun on you and rob you.
Yeah, right.
They're gonna rob you with a gun.
You live another day here, right?
Yeah, exactly. So there, you better have something to protect yourself.
Okay. So as a final question, what advice would you give to someone who perhaps wants to come, maybe has never even been here before? What would you say to them?
I would tell them definitely, come. It's a beautiful experience. You're going to feel the shift immediately. It just really depends on you. What do you want out of life? If peace and joy and those type of things is more important to you, then you're going to love it. On the continent.
So is Ghana a perfect place?
No, not by far. There's no such thing as a perfect place. But if I'm exchanging it, like me and you was talking before. You know, in America, all the roads are paved. There's a lot of amazing businesses, all of this stuff. Cool. But people are getting shot and killed every day. Yeah. So what am I exchanging? You feel what I'm saying? Yeah. To me, I'll take the rough road. Yeah. Over people getting shot and killed every day. You feel me? That's more important to me. Yeah. That's more important for raising a family. That's more important for bringing up children. That's what I feel. I like it. For sure. That was very, very wisdomly. Cute. Hallelujah. I like it. I like it. That's cool. I mean, I need to bring you back. I feel like I want to do another discussion with you where we talk like raw and real stuff. I feel like we've kind of scratched the surface today, but I really want to bring you on and let's talk some more. Let's maybe podcast it or something. I'm with it. Let's do it. You know, you're gonna be hearing more from Moonie for sure. For sure. But thank you for talking to me today. I really appreciate it. It's a blessing. Shake your hand. Yes. So guys, please, if you haven't already subscribed to his channel, please go check him out. He's doing some amazing things. Follow his journey. I think it'll be a great place to start if you're thinking about moving here and you're not really sure what you're going to face. I feel like your journey is right at the beginning, so this is a really great time to kind of follow and see, you know, what there is to see. So head over and subscribe. If you haven't already subscribed to this channel, please do me a favor. I don't even know why you haven't subscribed yet, because you should have by now. It's free. Did you know it's free? If you haven't already subscribed, please do me a favor. Hit the subscribe button and the notification bell. Don't forget to also like, comment, and share this video. Until next time, we are out. Nutitfafa.